Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another session of Yoga with Dave, Thursday afternoon, 2:30. So if you've made it this far and you made it onto your mat, then congratulations. You know, that's the hardest thing, I think, making it onto your mat and committing. If you're watching this on catch up, then that's fantastic as well. You made that commitment to get onto your mat, honor your mind, honor your body, and just to move together, whether it be live or on catch up. This virtual community continues to keep people, grounded and active and connected. And that can be a really, really powerful thing. And I've said it for the last few weeks, especially as we come back to some kind of level of normality, whatever that is for you, and it's very personal, then, it can be a little bit fraught with uncertainty, I guess. So if this is your way, then that's really fantastic. And hopefully the Royal Voluntary Service and Virtual Village Hall will continue to serve your needs over the next, months, years, however long it is. All right, so find a comfortable seat. I'm just sat over a bolster here, or sat on a bolster. You can just about see that. So what I've done here is I've raised up my hips. I can sit on the floor. I'll show you what I do there. I'll sit on the floor. But, everything's a little bit more of a struggle. I want to bring length into my spine, and I probably don't want to work too hard here at the start. So find something that works for you. If you've got a cushion or a pillow, or if you want to sit up against the wall, please meet your body where it is. Don't struggle, and please try and get rid of that. It's got to look this way. It becomes really self-defeating if the body doesn't work how you expect it to work. So be kind to yourself and find that length in the spine. Just to let you know that we're right here in the center of Leicester today in our brand new yoga studio at the Space to Breathe Collective. So it's a really nice place. A little bit warm last week, and I thought we'll come inside because it's a bit windy out there. So find somewhere really comfortable for the hands. I like to do this. I bring my palms up, lengthen my arms a little bit. You can see already I can just relax my shoulders. So I'm not sat like this. I'm really relaxing my shoulders down my back, but I'm keeping that length in the spine. I like to bring the thumb and forefinger together, just like this. This is called Gyan Mudra. It's a little energy seal. And then just check in with what you brought onto the mat. So it's totally up to you what you do here. You might close the eyes, or you might keep the gaze soft. Just check in with yourself. The idea of meeting yourself. And just notice what you're noticing. This could be the first time that you've found some stillness today, some peace. You might not automatically find that peace. The mind might be racing a little bit. Sometimes we have these expectations that I'll shut my eyes and everything's going to be so peaceful. And then you meet your mind and your mind's wearing away, like it does sometimes. So try not to attach to anything. Try not to attach to any thoughts. Just let them come and go. Something that I was taught was you label your thoughts. So you label your thoughts useful or not useful, and you'll be amazed to find how many useless thoughts you have. Probably that's just me. Let the thoughts come and go. Connect deeply to your heart center. So really imagine that light emanating from your heart. That openness, that willingness to turn up. And then with that compassion and that respect and that love for yourself. And then when you manage to find that for yourself, then you can emanate that out into the wider world. Take one more nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, if the eyes are closed, just come with the eyes open or just bring the gaze up. Nice. Beautiful, everyone. And when I say about, love and compassion and respect for yourself, I'm not saying that you just get on the yoga mat and you feel that instantly, but it's all work in progress, and this could be part of your overall wellness practice of about connecting here and, noticing those patterns that we all adopt And notice when we're kind of being mean to ourselves and vicious to ourselves, and we just try and replace that with something kinder. So that's just what the grounding's about at the start. All right, rub the hands together at heart center, create some heat. And then we're going to chant today. This is the first time that we've done a chant on Royal Voluntary Service. I think we're coming up to nearly the 30th lesson, so probably it's time. And I'm going to chant something which is Ong Namo, Guru Dev Namo. And Ong Namo just means I bow to the creative consciousness in all things. Guru Dev Namo means I bow to the teachers and the teachings that have taken me this far in my life. Or I like to think about bowing to the inner teacher within. So it's Ong Namo, Guru Dev Namo. I'm going to chant it 3 times. You can listen in. If you know it, if you've been to yoga classes before, you might have heard it before. Place the palms at heart center. Take a deep inhale. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. Deep inhale. And then just pause the breath here at the top. Squeeze the belly up and in. Feel the energy rise up from the pelvic floor. And then when you're ready, you can exhale, let it go. Really nice. If you listened in, or maybe you joined in, think about chanting as just replacing a negative thought in your head to a more positive thought. So we always have those internal chants, don't we? And usually they're quite negative. You know, the old the committee in the head telling you things about yourself that are probably not that great, and then we just replace it with a more negative, with a more positive mantra or chant. So if it's the first time you've heard that, hopefully it didn't put you off too much and you shut your computer down. He's chanting. What's going on? I didn't sign up for this. Just try and keep an open mind about it. Some people really love it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for us to get used to such things, including myself. All right, so I'm going to come back onto my mat. If you're sat on something, then remove whatever you were sat on. This is the first time that I've been on my mat in about an hour at Virtual Village Hall, because last week I didn't even make it this far. I just stayed on the floor. All right, so have a little wriggle around here. Get really comfortable. You know, you can continue to sit on a block or something like that. Place the hands just down by the hips, and then again, activate through the fingers. Feel that activation through the arms. Roll the shoulders back. Just come back to the breath. Nice. And then from here, we're just going to move from side to side. I'm just going to recross my legs a little bit so I'm really comfortable. So feel free to do that at any point. Press the left palm down into the floor. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale over to the left. And then just move with the breath. So you inhale. Let's do this. Inhale left. And then exhale right. Inhale left. And then exhale right. Just get into this really nice flow. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Go at your own breath. Go at your own rhythm. Just moving side to side and just stretching into the side of the body. Nice, gentle movements. And again, you just go at a pace that feels good for you. You might want to go faster than me. You might want to go slower. Inhale left. Exhale right. Nice. We're going to be here for a little bit of time. So maybe you soften the gaze. Maybe you close the eyes. Work with the breath. Nice, expansive, flowing movements here. Getting deep inside the side body, the ribs, the hips, the shoulders, the heart center opens. You begin to energize the body with breath. This is what our yoga practice is all about. A little smile on the face or a massive grin or a laugh. You can laugh it out. You do laugh in yoga with Tess, maybe. And we can bring all these things together. And try not to take your practice too seriously. You know, this is about movement. And if you're lucky, it's about joyful movement, wherever you are in your life and wherever your physical body is. If it's not behaving today, or it's not behaved for some time, meet yourself where you are. Nice. Couple more either side. No rush to get there. And then slowly, whatever hand was up, bring it down. Press the fingers into the floor. Take a nice deep inhale. And then a full exhale. Beautiful. Bring the hands onto the knees. And we'll just do some seated cat and cows. So you're going to use the hands. Inhale the chest forward. And then exhale round. Inhale forward. Bring the chest through. And then exhale round. Do a few like this. Just bringing that flex into the spine. When you inhale forward this time, maybe lift the head up. You can open the throat and then exhale down, but be very gentle with the neck. I'm working with a little strain in the side of my neck today, so always be really cautious and don't push it too far. If your body's telling you not to do something, listen to it. Nice. 2 more. Final one coming up. And then inhale back to a neutral spine. Bring the hands down and then uncross the legs. Bring the other leg in front. You still might be sitting on something or you might be sat directly on your mat. Doesn't matter. And then with this one, yeah, you can keep the hands out because this feels nice into the neck. Inhale the head to the left and then exhale the head to the right. Very, very gentle neck turns. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Eyes can be closed here. And just check in with the jaw, check in with the face. See if you're beginning to tense up there a little bit. See if you can release anything. I like to have a little gap. You're probably thinking, you never tense up, Dave, you're always talking. All right, a couple more times either side. And then slowly bring the head back to center. When it gets back to center, just slowly bring the chin down to the sternum and the stretch down through the back of the neck. Still keep your fingers pressed down into the floor. And then slowly bring the head back up to center. Yeah, really nice. Bring the hands to heart center. Press the fingertips together and the palms together. And then just begin to move the hands very gently. So you might rotate the hands forward. You might bring the hands back. And you might kind of do this sort of thing. Notice what that does into the arms and the shoulders. Nice little stretch into the wrists. Maybe you separate the fingers out. Maybe you bring the hands back. And a lot of this stuff is just about that exploration into your body. What happens when you engage in certain areas? What feels good? What doesn't feel so good? Nice. And then slowly bring the hands back to center. Bring the hands down to the knees. And then we'll just do a few rotations of the hips. So inhale the chest forward and then exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Nice and gentle today. And come back the other way. Nice. Inhale, come back to center. And then a full exhale. Out through the mouth. One more like that. Deep inhale through the nose. And then a full exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Nice. If you were sat on something, you can remove it now. So bring the feet out. Remove whatever you sat on. Sit right down onto the mat. You might be here already. Bring the fingers forward. Very usual thing that we do. Just windscreen wiper the legs from side to side. Lean back into the arms. Nice bit of movement into the hips. And we just move here sometimes as we transition into different styles of poses. And we sit for a period of time, we come onto our front, we come onto our back, we stand, but it's nice to just bring some movement in between. All right, from here, you're going to come onto your mat, and then you're going to spread your fingers nice and wide. And you're going to come into tabletop position. Yeah, nice. Have a look at the fingers, look at the wrist. So that nice habit, spread the fingers, press the base and the knuckle of each finger. Lengthen the arms, have a look at the knees and the stack directly below the hips, press the top of the feet into the floor. So we just did a seated version of this, but let's do it from here. Inhale, drop the belly down. Here's your cow. Exhale, angry cat. Inhale forward. Exhale round. Inhaling. Exhaling. Two more rounds in your own time. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. And then exhale, bring the big toes together, split the knees quite wide, and then bring the sit bones back towards the heels. So come into your child's pose. You can do an extended version where the arms are outstretched, and then maybe just rock slightly from side to side. Breathe deeply here. Really find the breath in the body. See what you can soften, see what you can relax. If you find it hard to get the head down onto the floor, then bring the head right onto the hands or onto the fists or onto a cushion or a pillow. Breathe up and down the spine. Imagine the spine is like a translucent tube. And you feel kind of these little air bubbles or balls maybe just flowing up and down the spine. Feel the openness, feel the energy. Nice. And then slowly push yourself back to a tabletop position. And then from here, spread through the fingers, tuck the toes under, lift the hips, come into downward facing dog. So the first time that we've been here today, downward facing dog, maybe bend into one knee, bend into the other. You know, you might really accentuate this where one knee's very bent and you lengthen in the other leg and then just swap it over. Beautiful. Get into a little rhythm. Feel the length through the arms. You know, see this a lot where the down dog, if you've got a little bit of time, you can look at me. The down dog starts to look a bit like this. You know, when your feet are too far back, there's not enough length in the arms. So you see this kind of downward facing dog. My hips are quite low. Look at the angle of my arms. So if I step my feet in, I put a nice generous bend into my knees and watch how much I bend them. And then press into my arms and see how much length I can get into my spine. So try and avoid this idea that down dog is about having straight legs. It's not. When you're very flexible, you can straighten your legs, but for some of us, we're not there. So you just meet your body where it is. Two nice deep inhales and exhales here. Beautiful. Walk the hands back, all the way back towards the feet, nice and slowly. And then find yourself just hanging in a forward fold. Maybe bring the hands onto the knees. So again, keep a bend in the knees here. Breathe deeply. Now, if you wanted to, you can bring the hands down onto the floor. But again, if you bend into the knees, it can feel just so much better. Everyone looks very different in this pose. The idea is open the back body and the hamstrings. From here, take an inhale, come up to a flat back. So for me, it's too much of a strain with my hands on the floor or shins. So I bring them onto my knees. Lengthen the spine, drop the belly down, weight in the toes, and then exhale, fold. From here, press into the feet with the hands just hanging, roll all the way up. Bone by bone, vertebrae by vertebra, and then come all the way up. Whew. Nice, everyone. And then just take a couple of breaths here. Palms face forward. This is your Tadasana. Feet are about hip width apart, or they can be together. Line them up with the long edges of your mat, and then just breathe. Close the eyes just to challenge the balance. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Just check in. And then from here, we'll walk to the top of our mat. But let's try and do that by closing our eyes. So get a visual, think about where it is, and then either keep the gaze soft, or if you want to challenge yourself, close the eyes, and then just do little steps. You feel the four corners of the feet as you walk forward. You might walk off your mat, you might walk off to the side. The nice thing is if you're at home, you're not going to walk onto someone else's mat. And then you'll pretty much know when you get there, because you'll feel the top of the mat with your toes. I think I'm about there. I'm going to open my eyes now and see where I ended up. That's not bad. That's pretty good. And then make any adjustments as you come back into your Tadasana. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskar. Do this a lot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do half one first of all. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Beautiful. Nice. I'm just probably going to move my mat just very slightly. Stand in your Tadasana. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I seem to be obscured by the Virtual Village, the Royal Voluntary Service logo. Perfect. I can nut it, look. All right, let's do another one. Inhale up. Not very yoga-ish, is it? Nutting it. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So just getting used to working with the movement and the breath. Let's go again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Let's do two more. So good fun. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we'll do one more. But just that idea, like, so here, we really begin to move with the breath. So try and let the breath kind of be the first thing you think about, and then the movements come after it. So the movement is always the breath is always the primary thing that we're looking for. And then the breath and the movement match together. If you're a little bit overwhelmed by the breath, don't worry about it, because it just comes after a little bit of time. You're like, this guy talks a lot about breath, but yoga is a breath-centric exercise. Other forms of exercise, we don't think about the breath too much. Pilates, we do. We breathe in through the nose, we breathe out through the mouth, so it's slightly different. So if you struggle with the breath, this is a really nice way just to work with it. And in and out through the nose, but if it's not available to you, don't worry about it. Use the mouth. All right, let's go again. Line the feet up, inhale up. Maybe exaggerate it. Exhale down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down. Little bend in the knees. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, bring in the hands to heart center. Nice. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Swallow dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. And then just pause here. Hands at heart center. Back of the neck is nice and long. Imagine I've attached a little bit of string to the crown of your head, and I'm pulling on it very, very gently. So find the length in the back of the neck. Breathe deeply here. And then we're going to move it on. So we're going to start to come into a few lunges. So inhale, sweep the arms up. It's all the same so far. Exhale, fold in deeply. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring the hands down. Then this time, just a nice giant step back with the right leg. You might have to step it back in 2 sections, that's all right. Drop that right knee down. Take an inhale. Just come up. You don't have to come up too much. Don't think you've got to sweep the arms up. Bring the hands onto the hips. So we just play around here a little bit. So we think about the left knee and the left ankle are lined up, and then we're sinking the hips down. You don't have to come down too far. Length right into the back of the neck. And then if you wanted to, you can bring the arms above the head. Yeah, nice. Open the heart, lift from the heart center. Navel supports the heart. Tuck this belly in, spine is nice and long. Activate right here, the navel point. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, just bring the hands down. If you can, tuck the toes on the right foot, lift the knee. Step the left foot back to meet it. Take an inhale, come into a plank. Yeah. Exhale, drop the knees, and then lower all the way to the floor. So keep the elbows tucked by the body and come down nice and slowly. Use the knees for support. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Take an inhale, baby cobra. As you exhale, bring the head down. Inhale, cobra. Really use the feet to support the lower spine. Exhale, come down. Using the breath again. Inhale up. And exhale down. From here, tuck the toes under, press into the hands, come back into your all fours position, and then lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, really nice. Just a little bit of flow. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. Let the head be nice and loose. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Beautiful. From here, bend the knees into the hips. Look between the hands and then just simply walk the feet up to the top of the mat. So you might do it in a couple of steps. You might do it in 3 or 4. Inhale, come back to that flat back position. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, come up to stand. And then exhale, you're just framing the hands at heart center. Nice. Pause here. Take a few breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then let's go to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down. This time, step the left foot back. Take your time. Drop the left knee. Make sure that's comfortable. Inhale. Just come up. Bring the hands onto the hips. Take your time here. You see, you can kind of sink in. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the back of the neck. Make sure the right knee and ankle are lined. I like to press into the top of my left foot. So my back foot, I'm engaging into it. Then, if you wanted to, lift the arms up. Feel the heart-centered lift. Feel that activation at the navel center. So everything's not kind of like sinking down. You're lifting everything up from the diaphragm. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, slowly bring the hands down. Tuck the toes on the left foot. Lift the knee. Step back into your plank. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, drop the knees. Lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, bring the chest through and up. Cobra pose. Beautiful. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Really nice. A little bit of flow goes a long way. So breathe deeply here. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Soften the gaze to soften the pose. So try and soften the eyes. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. And from here, bring the knees down onto the mat. Split the knees nice and wide. And then come back to your child's pose. Breathe deeply here. Push the sit bones back towards the heels or on the heels. Rest the head on the hands or the arms or the fists. Or bring the head directly onto the floor. Yeah, nice, everyone. Really beautiful work. Keep breathing. Think about the breath as nourishment in the body. Nice work. From here, press into the hands. Come all the way back to all fours. And then let's just work a little bit into the shoulders. So I've been on the knees here for a little bit. Shall we come off the knees for a bit? There's probably some people thinking, I don't mind. And there's probably some people thinking, yes, please, let's do that. So we'll come back to all fours in a moment. Come off the knees and then just come and sit in the seated position. Nice. Little twist here before we come into the shoulder stretch. So inhale the arms up and then exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist over to the right. Inhale, find length. Exhale, find your twist. Keep that moving. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Nice. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Sweep the arms back up. Here's your inhale. And here's your exhale. So right hand, left knee, left hand behind. Lengthen. And then exhale. Try not to sit too far back. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Couple more like that. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. Come back to center nice and slowly. Beautiful. Now we'll come back onto our knees. Should have said, if you have problems with the knees, then pad them out, a pillow or a blanket, or you can roll the mat over and you can do it that way. That can work. So a little shoulder stretch back into tabletop. So you're going to inhale. Just really spread through the right hand. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, bring it back down. Don't have to come up too far here. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale it up. And then exhale. This time, float the left arm through the right. So you thread it through and come down onto the left shoulder. Nice. Use that right hand as support. And then just breathe here. Shoulder stretch. Nice. Walk that right hand back. Press into the palm. Slowly unravel yourself. Come back to center. Set yourself up for the other side. Inhale, right arm up. Find length, open the chest. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale it up. Exhale down. One more on that motion. Inhale up. Exhale down. Final one. Inhale up. And then exhale. You know where we're going. Thread it through the left arm. Come down onto the right shoulder. And then left hand on the fingertips maybe, or on the palm. Top left corner of your mat. And then just breathe here. Make sure the head is supported. One more deep inhale. As you exhale, bring that left hand back towards the face and then press into the palm and come all the way back to your tabletop position. Beautiful. A little bit of balancing. So inhale the right leg back. You might want to stay here. Keep the hips nice and level. Maybe float the left arm forward. Nice. Exhale, everything back down. Do the other side. Inhale, left leg back. Float the right arm forward. If you felt a little bit wobbly, or if you do feel wobbly, just gaze down to the front of the mat. Exhale down. And then we'll just move like that, like in a dynamic movement. So you're going to inhale, right leg back, left arm forward. Exhale it down. Left leg back, right arm forward. So opposite. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Find length through the arm, length through the leg. Feel that cross action across the body. Keep it going. One more either side. Come back to tabletop. And then a nice deep inhale. Full exhale through the mouth. One more like that, deep inhale. And a full exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of heat in the body now. Flip over onto one hip. So it doesn't matter which one it is. Spin yourself around and then come to sit right into the center of your mat. Yeah, nice. Maybe keep a bend in the knees here. Bring the hands just by the hips, lengthen the spine, and then begin to lengthen the legs out. So come into your Dandasana staff pose. And then shift your hips forward a little bit and then come all the way down to lie on your mat. Nice and slowly. When you get here, hug the knees into the chest. So you might do one knee and the other or bend both in at the same time. And then just rock it out here a little bit. So maybe just swing the hips from side to side. You could do this and just open the knees out. And then you can drop one knee down to the side. Drop the other knee down to the side. So just massaging out the spine. And then come back to center. Keep the knees somewhat together and then press the lower spine down into the mat. Imagine printing the outline of your spine down onto your mat. So really press it down. Eliminate the lumbar spine. And then with the palms just facing down by your hips, you're going to inhale, bring the left leg out, nice and straight. Sorry, that's the right leg. And then exhale, bring the left leg out. So inhale right, exhale left. Now you can keep the head on the floor like this, or you can lift the head, or you can support the head. I say I'll strain my neck a little bit, so I will be looking after myself and making a basket grip behind the neck. I'm not pulling on my head, I'm just resting my head into it. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Nice, get into a rhythm. Pressing the lower spine, printing the lower spine down into the floor. And you just move at a pace that feels good for you. Another 30 seconds here. Work with the breath. Leg pistons. Inhale, both legs out. Exhale, everything down to the mat. And then let the feet fall open. Let the palms face up. And then just relax here. Let everything go. Let the bones just sink down into the floor. No holding. And then from here, just begin to bend one knee into your chest, bend the other knee into your chest. And then bring the arms out so they're in like a T shape, parallel with the shoulders. Keep the knees together. Shift the knees over to the left. Sorry, the hips over to the left. So the hips are in the center of your mat. Shift them over to the left side of your mat. Drop the knees down to the right. So if you find that, a lot of things happen here where you're like, oh, that really doesn't feel comfortable, drop the knees down a bit further. Or you can place a block underneath the bottom knee, or you can place a block in between the knees, whatever works for you. And then look down the left arm if that feels good, the opposite arm. Breathe deeply here. And then thinking about moving very, very gently, just a little bit of engagement here at the navel center. Bring the knees back to center. Get yourself nice and comfortable, no rush. And then shift the hips over to the right. And then drop the knees over to the left. Walk down the right arm, or you can just gaze straight up. It's probably worth getting nice and comfortable here. So any adjustments. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Come with a nice inhale all the way back to center. And then just grab around the knees or around the shins. Rock it out. And then very gently, just slowly lower your legs down the mat. Let the feet fall open and the palms face up. And coming into your final position or final posture, Shavasana. And just make any necessary adjustments to let go completely. Feel the bones just sinking down into the floor. And now just really, really gently come back to the physical body. Probably start with the breath and just begin to deepen the breath and then bring some very gentle movements into the body. Maybe do what I'm doing and wriggle the fingers and the toes and then roll out through the ankles and the wrists. Maybe drop just the head to one side, bring it back to center, drop it to the other. And then from here, it's up to you. I like to bring my arms above my head, stretch my arms above my head, and then make a basket grip, stretch the arms away. Maybe bring the knees back into the chest. One final hug here, and then roll over to whatever side feels good for you. And support the head with the hand. And then very gently press into that top arm. And then spiral yourself all the way back up to where we started the class just 45 minutes ago. Nice work, everyone. Beautiful. Find somewhere comfortable for the hands. Take a couple of breaths here. Just notice the effects of your practice. And then slowly bring in the palms to heart center. And then with a wholehearted bow, wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. It's really lovely to be with you again. Thank you for joining me in our beautiful space here in the centre of Leicester. and wherever you are in the UK, I hope you have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you all next week. Namaste, everyone. Take care of yourselves.